what we're looking at in this project is how better to use bees under nets. And that better to use bees involves better pollination, using fewer bees or fewer hives, saves money, and also keeping our bees healthy. And those three pillars are combined then into an advice for growers. For example, how does height net affect your hive health and pollination? How does the placement of your hives in the under the net affect pollination? Where should you place them for the best results? And also, there's a part of orchard design in there. So the bees need to transport pollen from one variety to another variety. Where these varieties are relative to each other really influences how good the bees do their job. And so obviously, if you plant your orchard in a certain way, then you get better pollination with fewer bees. At the moment, we have an incursion of varroa mite in our country, and maybe we can eradicate it, maybe not, but it will at some stage come here to stay. And then the price for pollination will go up. Now, what we see overseas is that people want this more efficient pollination. They want additional species of pollinators out there to not only depend on honeybees for pollination, and they want to provide better circumstances in the orchard so that they've got this good pollination and also a good rapport with their beekeeper. And so these things combine then in being prepared for establishment of varroa mite into our country. So the things that we have now is net height really influences bee orientation. So the higher the net, the better the bees orient. But we've got different kinds of net. We've got rice net, where the hail falls in the interrow, and we've got hail net that is high and taut. So the high and taut net is better for bees. If you have rice net, you can open some rows, which you can't do in hail net, to let the bees out. That is better for the bees, and you lose fewer bees. But it's not so good for pollination, really. So that is where we have got results that are more or less conflicting between the apple grower and the beekeepers. And we are now looking at giving advice how to reconcile those things. What we know from the literature, and we are actually validating that for now under net, is that bees forage in a relatively very small area. And so the individual bees need to transport that pollen. So the idea was, if we then have an automated cart with suitable pollinizers going through the orchard, then those pollinizers are in very close proximity to where the bees are, and that might enhance pollination locally. And because it's automated, you just put it on in the morning and it will make its tour through the orchard. Now that works, but we haven't got to the fine stages of it yet, in a sense that we know that when a bee transitions from our pollinizers to an apple in the row, a flower in the row, that causes twice as much pollination. So that is fantastic. But we don't know yet about the overall pollination, the effect of it overall. And so that's what we're going to do coming year. And then we need to do an economic evaluation of this, of course. And that is really depends on what hive costs are and what they're going to be for undernet. I'm going to do the coming year, but haven't done fully yet, is what can you plant in the interrow to encourage the native bees that are out there, because 30% of your pollination can happen with native bees, but they need to be there and they need to live there. So it's not like they're there during pollination and then they're gone. No, they need to live there. And we're also developing new techniques to look at where exactly do they nest in the orchard, because we know they nest in the orchard and nowhere else. So we're going to really define that now.